Linocut is an art form that has been used by avant-garde movements, political activists, and contemporary artists today. But how did it begin and why does it still endure? To understand linocut's artistic journey, first we need to understand its rather humble origins. Hi, my name is Nicole. I'm a linocut artist based in Melbourne, Australia, and this week we're going to be looking at the history of linocut. The story begins in 1855 with Englishman Frederick Walton. Observing the rubbery skin that formed on oxidized linseed oil, Walton envisioned a new material. By speeding up the oxidization process and combining the solidified linseed oil with substances like sawdust, pine resin, and limestone, he created linoleum, which became a durable and flexible flooring material that was pressed onto a jute backing. By the 1870s, linoleum had gained popularity as a flooring and was being produced in embossed and coloured variations. The exact origins of the first linocut prints are debated. Some credit American commercial artists, while others point to Emil Orlik, who was influenced by Japanese woodblock printing. In Germany, linocut was first used as a printing medium for wallpaper design at around the turn of the century. But in the early 20th century, linocut took its place as a serious artistic practice. The earliest artistic movement to embrace linocut was Die Brücke, which means the bridge, who were a group of German expressionist artists formed in Dresden in 1905. Founding members Fritz Bleil, Erich Heikel, Ernst Ludwig Kirchner, and Carl Schmidt-Rottluff rejected academic traditions in favor of raw emotional expression. Die Brücke artists used linocut to create bold, crude images, mirroring their rejection of traditional art forms. Their prints, often featuring stark contrast and simplified forms, shared similarities with the Fauvist movement in France. We call all young people together, and as young people who carry the future in us, we want to wrest freedom for our actions and our lives from the older, comfortably established forces. Linocut, with its directness and accessibility, became the perfect tool for this rebellious approach. While Die Brücke used linocut for raw emotion, the Grosvenor School of Modern Art in London took a different approach. In the 1920s and 30s, Claude championed linocut as a modern democratic art form, one that should be affordable and accessible to the public. Flight argued, the linocut is different to other printing mediums. It has no tradition of technique behind it, so that the student can go forward without thinking of what Bewick or Rembrandt did before. He can make his own tradition. Flight students, including Cyril Power, Sybil Andrews, and Lil Chudsey, created striking dynamic prints capturing the energy of modern life. Flight believed that linocuts should be inexpensive and democratic. He argued that they should cost no more than the price paid by the average man for his daily beer or cinema ticket. This vision of linocut as art for the people is something that was going to be echoed in future artistic movements. In Mexico, the Taller de Gráfica Popular, the People's Graphic Workshop, was established in 1937. Their manifesto declared, "The TGP believes that in order to serve the people, art must reflect the social reality of the times and have unity in content and form." Through expressive realist imagery, they produced affordable prints that depicted Mexican history and culture, aiming to reach a broad audience and inspire social change. Meanwhile, in 1938 in Massachusetts, a group of women revolutionized linocut printing. The Folly Cove Designers, founded by Virginia Lee Burton Demetrios, became a tight-knit collective dedicated to creating intricate nature-inspired designs. The collective operated like a medieval guild, with senior members reviewing and approving each new artwork. Each artist had to complete an intensive design course, honing their skills before they were allowed to carve their first lino block. Their process focused on creating deep connections with their subjects, sketching and refining until they really understood their design. The Folly Cove Designers demonstrated that linocut could be both an art form and a means of economic independence. In the 1950s, Pablo Picasso, the somewhat infamous artist that established Cubism in the early 20th century, began experimenting with linocut. He was drawn to linocut due to the bold lines and forms that could be created, and he helped to revolutionize the form. In the 1950s, Picasso began experimenting with multicolour prints, but he was struggling to align multiple blocks to build up layers of an image. In working with the printer Hidalgo Anura, he developed the reduction linocut technique, where a single block of lino was carved away in layers, with each layer being destroyed as the next layer was printed. After World War II, linocut was overshadowed by new artistic trends like abstract expressionism. Yet it remained a vital medium for politically engaged artists, particularly in South Africa and Latin America. By the 80s and 90s, linocut was often dismissed as a beginner's technique, but today it is experiencing a renaissance. Artists have embraced it as an antidote to digital art as a means of slow, hands-on creativity. Independent artists often now sell their work online using social media to reach global audiences. Linocut is a form that has come from an industrial material and has moved through many of the artistic movements of the 20th century to become an established medium within the global arts practice today. Thank you so much for watching this video. On a personal note, I've been really excited to share this story with you. Linocut is a relatively new medium and its history isn't that well documented or that widely known. I really hope that you've learned something new and enjoyed exploring it with me. Let me know what other topics you would like me to dive into next. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more printmaking content from me, I put up new videos each week. Please subscribe to my channel and I will see you in the next video.